Bouquets, let me hear ya! Who wants to see people fly tonight? How many of you want to see people fight tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it going right now with our opening contest. This contest is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Making his way to the blue corner, Elijah Bonet.
Shawty, when you party with me, we going way back, scoring to 3. I said, hands up, I'm good in the VIP. I got my hammer right here with me. I said, hands up. You know when you party with crooks, you gotta learn to respect the jokes. I said, hands up. Everything ain't cool as a fan, and shit ain't sweet as it looks. I said, hands up. You know I'm putting something on me right before I leave out of the car. We came to party. You go something at me. We gon' leave out the club with a star. We came to party. Pop bottles like it's all free. Before I leave, I'm about to bar. We came to party. You gon' order what you want, it's on me. I'm a G, take a look at the star. We came to party. It feels so good to live sucker free. I'm soaking it all up. While your girl sucking me, it mean the world to her. It's nothing but a nut to me. Look
and now, making his way to the red corner, here is Daniel Gould.
Yes, y'all are to the like beaten. You can either dance or just have a seat and listen to the way in what I am displaying. A different kind of rapper language that I am saying. To all the party,
you guys hear me? You able to turn mine up a little?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening contest. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds under K1 rules and sponsored by Spit the Truth Clothing. Introducing first, competing out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 144.2, and representing Go USFC.
All right, now I can hear it, yeah.
Elijah Bonet! And his opponent, competing out of the red corner, representing OMMA, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing 144.8 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Gould!
All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, Jackhammer Promotions Fight or Flight. I'm Kyle Carroll, alongside Dan Cione and Anthony Terminello. Guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us. It's great to be here for Fight or Flight, be next to you and calling these fights.
As we got a great fight to start off the evening, Elijah Bonet versus Gould. Gould is in the red corner. Bonet's in the blue corner.
Gould is so tall that the shin pads only come up to half his shin. He'll still be landing shin kicks when he throws them.
Yeah, he's a big guy for a weight class. I believe this is like 145.
Yeah.
He's got reach, though. Crazy reach.
Reach for days. We might see a nice head kick.
I feel there's definitely one coming.
Both guys are exchanging.
He's got to pick his hands up, or is he going to catch that head kick you were talking about?
As you guys can see, they're wearing headgear, so this is more of a novice amateur rules in the kickboxing.
What is the rules with that? It's under 3 or 4 fights for it?
I believe it's 3 and under, and both guys have to agree to no headgear after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so explain the headgear as far as what?
If they're amateurs and it's their first, second, or third fight.
Is it their choice?
They have no choice.
They have no choice for them.
Yeah, same as MMA, which we'll have a couple MMA fights tonight. So we have a mixture, some grappling tonight, some jiu-jitsu matches, some MMA fights, and then as you can see right now, we'll have a few K1 fights. It's kickboxing, ladies and gentlemen. But like amateur MMA, you have to have 2 or less fights. You have to wear shin guards, and there's no ground and pound to the head. But you can submit, you can strike to the body. And we'll get more into detail as the MMA fights come along.
I actually like that for the amateurs because that's how I came up as an amateur. There was no choice but that, and it teaches you to actually go to the body when they're on the ground and not just always look for the head. It does a lot of damage.
You know, and it's a great introduction for the fighters who are not sure if they really want to do it, but then they get in there and they're like, all right, maybe it is something I want. You're not going to get your lights knocked out right away. Nice shot right there.
Elijah just ate a coming in right hand.
So I'm sure the first time they get kicked in the head, that's when they realize that the headgear's a good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So can I ask a question? You need to actually keep their neck strong. So how much does the headgear weigh? Is that
The headgear's light.
It's very light, correct?
Yeah, the headgear's super light.
I believe it's under a pound. It's got to be about probably 14 ounces, I would say, about that.
Right.
And I think these headgears are provided. So it's the same because if you bring your own personal, you can have one with bigger cheek protectors. You can have thicker ones.
So that
this
is your
way,
choice.
it's an equal.
Gotcha.
It's an equal advantage, I guess, or disadvantage for both fighters.
Yeah, as you said, all the gear, the shin guards are all provided by, and gloves, all provided by Jackhammer Promotions. Yeah. Although I think Bobby's going to have to invest in some longer shin guards for our man over here.
Those definitely look like socks.
The tube socks.
Absolutely.
As gross as it is, fighting at the end of the night when you're sharing all the same gear, I love that because you always got to put on a smaller size.
Okay.
So you could slip it to like a medium if you were a large and it's already broken in.
How do those smell? Do those smell?
I bet not well. I'm not going to sniff them. Maybe get a volunteer from the crowd to do a sniff check. Bonet's trying to come out with a little leg kick action. Nice body shot by Gould.
But he's going to have to enter to close that distance.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough task for Bonet.
What short people don't get, and I'm saying that because I'm one of them when you fight a taller fighter, is you have to be behind your jab. It's the only way to get in. And you have to believe in that jab. And just because they're taller than you, you got to enter in behind it, almost like your sword and shield.
And when you say enter behind it, you're throwing the jab, following up with other strikes.
Well, following up and stepping in while you're behind the jab, protected, so you can close that distance and get in punching range.
And how tall is Bonet?
I think he's like 5'6". And his opponent, Gould, looks like about like 7 feet.
I would say yes. Definitely over 6'5". No, he's about 6'2", 6'3", I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Couple nice shots there by Bonet.
Oh, Bonet's mixing it up.
Now, Danny, as far as the power on a kick, right? Obviously, the lankier, has obviously distance, but as far as the power, look at the quadriceps and the hamstrings on the shorter guy, shorter opponent. So the power on that would be be different, correct?
It depends because you're landing the shin bone. So the skinnier, lankier guy, I'll have the longer, thinner shin.
He also will get hurt. He also would feel that way more.
Yeah, especially with those shin pads. But it's all about the pendulum of it. So a kick builds power, and when it hits 100%, then it loses. So it's all where it lands, really.
It should be working. Like I have it.
As Bonet's making this a fight. He's stepping in and making this dude fight in close range like that and pushing the pressure.
Yeah,
that's what you have to do in this.
Right.
Especially a taller, long-arm guy like that. When you step in and jam them, their punches don't have the same power on them because they're not fully extended. Fully extension is where you get hit and it hurts.
That's the pendulum. That's actually torque, what you're actually talking about. So the range of motion, just like Bruce Lee said, that goes all right to that power.
And we're entering round 3, ladies and gentlemen. These fights are 3x2, 3 rounds, 2 minute apiece.
So, Kyle, you have a lot of experience in this. What would be your advice to either one of these fighters in between that round? What would you have been telling them?
I think for both fighters, I think out of the red corner, Gould, I think his coaches would have to tell him, use that distance, right? Keep the distance, keep striking, keep your opponent, Bonet, away from you. And Bonet, I think, had his pretty solid second round after he kind of closed the gap, and I would assume that's where he wants to continue at.
Yeah, this kid Bonet is definitely, he's getting inside, too. I mean, that's hard to do with this. He's 6'2", this guy.
I'm surprised there's not more jabs out of Gould.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
be trying to keep him at the base of all my punches.
Hold a hand out and just keep jacking him with
almost
that
like hold
jab.
his head like a little kid.
Kind of like you see John Bones Jones do all the time, hold his hands out to keep his distance.
That guy does that a lot.
Yeah, that's why he gets in a lot of trouble with those hand
No
pokes.
question.
His only losses to Matt Hamill via eye poke.
Was it eye poke or was it the elbows?
Oh, I think you're right. I think it was the elbows.
I think it was an illegal elbow. He went 12-6 on it, I believe.
Yep, that's what it was. But I think he might have got him earlier with the eye poke.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? That's not working the elbow.
The red corner is calling for the guy to throw the head kick that we've been calling all fight.
Well, right now, I think Bonet's doing a great job getting inside, and he's landing some big shots going up. He's like going uphill throwing those, but he's landing them.
It's harder to throw punches up. They have less power on them when you punch up.
That was my question. I was just going to actually ask you that.
Punching down is so much easier to do and brings so much more power.
100%.
So my question is, we saw the first 2 rounds. How did you guys score them? I have it 1-1.
That's what I was going to say. This is the deciding round if I was judging.
Yeah, no question. I agree.
Oh, nice shots right there for Bonet.
And I got Bonet ahead right now.
In this round, I would agree with that. I think he's fatiguing a little bit his opponent. Gould. And Bonet looks like he's getting some energy.
Yeah, Gould is definitely fatiguing. I mean, look at that kick right there.
This is the 10 seconds that you need to let it go now. You want to win this round.
Don't you just get in the zone at this point? As far as you got 10 seconds.
Our opening contest, ladies and gentlemen.
Just got to let it go. Try to steal the round.
Now we're going to official decision after a 3-round fight. Curious to see how they score this.
It's easier doing this than judging.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because I can say whatever I want. But right now, we're going to have for those who don't know, amateur shows are sanctioned by a third party. The third party today's sanctioning body is the ISKA. So they'll be the sanctioning body run by Tom Sconzo.
I think all kickboxing and MMA now is ISKA. I don't think there's any more.
You do have the USMTA still.
Yes, okay, yes.
That's still around. I know that's one of the promotions upstate uses them as well.
Yeah. You remember when it used to be like 13 or 14 different sanctioned bodies?
Oh, there was a lot. Especially even when everything became legal in New York and everyone's applying for a license. There was several third-party sanctioned bodies for the amateur level that applied for a license. And I believe the first one to get it was the USMTA, and then ISKA was the second one. So a lot of people were going after it, trying to start their own.
Gotta make money.
Absolutely. I'm going to throw it up to the ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the officials have reached a unanimous decision in the opening contest of Fight or Flight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our opening contest via unanimous decision, competing out of the blue corner, Elijah Bonet.
There you have it, and I think that came down to that second and third round.
No question.
100%.
No question.
I don't like that they don't read the scorecards anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. That's I feel like that's a big in boxing and kickboxing. They won't read it. MMA, they always read the scorecard, but boxing, kickboxing,
Elijah Bonet, congratulations. Certainly a very tall task, no pun intended, with an opponent with an almost 1 foot height advantage over you and Daniel Gould. How are you feeling as a winner of the opening contest here at Fight or Flight?
I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I was a little worried because of his height, but this shows to tell you it's hard over height any day.
Hard over height any day. You heard it from the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Elijah